Good evening, good afternoon, and good morning, ladies and gentlemen, depending on where you are around the freaking world. And I really hope everyone's doing their best to have a blessed day and everyone's doing their best to stay strong throughout these tough times. But of course, we are back again with another freaking video, and we must begin by giving a big massive shout out to every single person that is a member of the channel so far as we continue to freaking grow. Thank you so very much. But of course, if you are new to the channel, please make sure you hit that subscribe button, you hit that notification bell so you're notified each time I upload something freaking new. And at the same damn time, please don't forget to smash the like button, comment throughout, and share the video at the end. But with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, let's get into the freaking video. Now, this is a video that has been requested to me a few times now, and it seems to be doing something on the internet, you know what I mean? Okay, I searched it up, then I saw that there's other people that react to, like Obese to the Beast, and I must say his title, his thumbnail was rather worrying, you know, warning us to not take advice from this girl or whatever it was. I was like, okay, let's get into this. So let me see what I can decipher from this, you know what I mean? Obviously, come on now, let's not mess about, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, so with that being said, let's get into it. Okay. And just so you know, in the description it does say my emotional weight loss transformation story, a full 20-minute in depth at the end. That's why I've skipped ahead. Not because I've seen it, but let's go. Evelina, Andrea.
I'm in my new apartment, living a great life, and I should not be thinking this much about food, but I started my weight loss project comeback 2 days ago, and then I sort of binge ate today, but I just had this like huge hunger, and I just didn't know how to control it. And then I looked up on YouTube like binge eating, and there was like this one video about this guy talking about it. So then afterwards I called the eating disorder helpline to talk, because like I just kind of wanted to talk to someone because I was so mad at myself for doing that. It's just because like,
if you fall off track, do not get upset. You're not a bad person. That's really important to understand. A lot of people are like, oh, I feel bad. Do not have that relationship with food. That's horrible. Every time you have a great meal, you finish your meal, you move on, terrific. You did something great. You feel good about yourself. Let's say you didn't eat a great meal. Do not feel bad about yourself. That's not what this is about. Okay, next meal, I'm gonna do better. This is a learning curve. We've got to learn how to do this. Do you think Olivia just did this? You know, hey, here I am, I just did this. No, she gave herself leeway. She learned, she processed, she went through it, and I'll be there for you. If you guys have a question, just email me. It might take
the promo. Come on, my guy, do your thing, man. Get yourself out there. I mean, I don't really disagree at this moment in time, you know. The only thing I can add into the information is that if you find that you are falling off more than you are on track, you know, it's no need to panic. What I would generally do in that situation is I would try and combine the foods that are making me fall off track with the foods that are keeping me on track together, and see if I can kind of simplify them in the way that can have the best of both worlds. Of course, when you do that, it may slow down your progress just a little bit, but if you feel like you just don't have that willpower at that moment in time to stay on track completely because you still have that feeling for that specific substance, then maybe try and combine the two and see how it works out. It doesn't work for everyone, but it works for some people, you know what I mean? So let's continue.
A couple of days, I get a lot of them, but I promise you I'll get to your email. I'll be there with you on this journey. If you have a question about nutrition, feel free to email me.
Okay.
Yeah, you guys are probably like, what the heck, Olivia? You're trying to lose weight, blah, blah. But then we're like, oh, it's finals week. Gonna get back on track tomorrow. You know mine is actually worse than yours.
The way
right?
she's saying this while she's eating McDonald's on that. This girl is funny. Okay, is this how we're moving now?
It is, because I'm eating sugar.
Okay, I'm eating whatever this is.
You're right, processed meat isn't good either.
Thanks.
What do you want me to say? It's so healthy, Alyssa.
Thanks, I do want to so.
So to me, sugar is the worst thing.
A little update. My head hurts now, like the back of my head. I've had too much sugar. Oh my gosh, ow.
So when I'm talking sugar, I'm talking processed sugars, not sugar that you're going to find in an apple. Sugar is what causes us to gain weight. When we eat sugar, our insulin goes through the roof.
I'm not sure if this is the best way to explain insulin, but this visual helped me understand it much better.
Okay, let's go.
Insulin has to be down in order to be in fat burning zone. Every time you eat, you spike your insulin. When your insulin is up, you cannot burn fat. When you're not eating, your insulin is down, which is why Steve places such a heavy emphasis on the timing of your meals. Not all calories are the same. Yes, a cookie is 100 calories and an apple is 100 calories. But what I now know is that a cookie spikes your insulin through the roof, and an apple spikes it much lower. When you spike your insulin that high, it takes much longer for you to get yourself back into fat burning zone. There are several charts in Superhero Nutrition that tells you how high each food spikes your insulin and offers replacements for lower insulin spiking foods. I didn't know in the past that I kept spiking my insulin, and that explains why I was so hungry all the time, always wanting to eat. My head hurt, I was tired. Insulin is so important. There's a 30-day
Okay. I mean, listen, I'm not gonna act like I knew too much about all that stuff there, but if I can relate it to myself 100%, the times when I want to binge the most is when I've had something sugary. And when I have something sugary, it means something that's processed sugary, you know what I mean? Something like a cookie, something like not necessarily ice cream, to be fair. Ice cream's kind of good for me, man. But cookies, donuts, muffins, you know, that kind of stuff there, biscuits. Yeah, they definitely trigger that part of me that says I want more. So generally for me, if I want to have something sweet, I'll have a fruit, preferably a banana or a mango, and sometimes an apple. So yeah, I'm with it. To be fair, I do have a craving for sultanas, aka or slash also raisins. To be fair, so they kind of do that for me too, you know. So yeah, I mean, I can definitely understand where she's coming from in terms of the insulin situation and the differences. Okay, I'm with it. Let's go.
And at the end of this book, centered around keeping your insulin down, I used this in the beginning when I was still confused, and I highly recommend it. It's kind of like training wheels until you understand it yourself. Anyway, I hope this helps.
So sugar starts to cause us to start to go up and down, and we call it roller coastering, where you just are like, I'm so hungry, I'm famished. Why? Because you went way up and then your insulin dropped way down.
All right, update. It's like almost 9 p.m. and I'm starting to have cravings for sugar. So last night I had sugar, but today is day 1. I woke up, I was like, wait a second, I want like pancakes and French toast and stuff. But I'm like, Olivia, it's day 1 of your transformation. Like if you don't start now, when will you ever?
We have to cut sugar out to get the body to change. And it sounds like an easy thing to do, but you find sugar in a lot of things that you're eating.
I don't know why I shouldn't let the scale get to me like this, but seeing that number just makes me feel so bad, and I don't even want to go out now. I think it's just the reality of when I look at myself in the mirror. Sometimes it's hard, and when I step on the scale, it's hard, and I shouldn't depend on the number on the scale to tell me how beautiful I am.
You shouldn't worry about scale weight. We all look at the scale. We jump on.
Okay, let me allow him to say what he wants to say before I talk about the scale. Let's go.
And we think that that's the end all. It's not the end all at all. It's one of 3 parts. So we have the scale, we have body fat, and we have measurements. So what we use a scale for is to see where our starting number is. What I use the body fat for is to see what percentage of the scale is actually fat pounds. How much is muscle? How much is water? The measurements, now what we do with that is we measure the body. I want to look for symmetry. So I want to make your right leg as symmetrical as your left leg because our eye loves symmetry. 1 pound of muscle and 1 pound of fat.
I mean, I wouldn't really go too much as far as symmetry, to be honest with you, because that's a difficult thing. I mean, listen, I've been someone that's been training in the gym for many years now, 10 plus years. And obviously, you know, unless you're a bodybuilder, okay, unless you're actually a bodybuilder and you want to go perform on the stage, you want to show everything that you got, symmetry is when it matters the most, in my opinion, because you're being judged on how symmetric you can make your body on both sides of it, right? So cool. But when you're someone that's generally trying to live a healthy lifestyle or a lifestyle where you just want to be, you know, a bit more toned, a bit more less fat, all that kind of stuff, symmetry isn't really that highly important. Not really, in my opinion. I don't really think it's something that I mean, if I was a PT, I don't think it's something that I would bring forward to a client and say, okay, now, so let's talk about the measurements. Like, let's see if we can get this leg to be the same size as this leg. I mean, don't get me wrong. Listen, there ain't nothing wrong with it, but I feel like it's an overcomplication of just trying to help someone get to the goal that they want to get to. Keep it simple. You know what I mean? Do measurements, but I wouldn't necessarily do measurements on the feeling of like, okay, we do measurements to see if we can get you symmetric. I don't know about that. It's just too much information, I want to be honest with you. Especially if you're trying to work with someone who you're trying to motivate to go forward in the right direction of the direction that they want to go into. I don't know, but let's continue. Oh yeah, sorry. And let's talk about the scale. So for me, when it comes to the scale, I myself in particular, I don't use the scale ever. I mean, I've used the scale probably. I think there was 1 year in my life when I used the scale maybe about 3 or 4 times. But generally, I hate the scale. Don't like to use the scale because the way I see it, I don't really like to judge my weight based on the number that I weigh. I like to judge my weight based on my appearance. So I'm the kind of person that's more or less going to take a picture today and then take another picture 2 weeks. No, not 2 weeks. 2 months from now. Maybe a month from now, but preferably, I don't like to keep it too close together. I feel like when you're checking yourself on a weekly basis or on a monthly basis, if you don't get the results that you want, whether it's weight or appearance, it can get to your head. Do you know what I mean? So therefore, I will generally check how much, what I look like a month, preferably 2 months from the last time I took the picture. And if I am checking weight, another thing, if I'm checking weight anyway, that's preferably something that I would do maybe once a month, if anything. Do you know what I mean? Okay, because obviously, you understand, you got 4 weeks in a month, right? Yeah, give or take. And within that moment in time, you're gonna have certain ups and downs within that month, within those 4 weeks. And that up and downs could be maybe you eat more. That ups and downs could be that you eat less. So therefore, your weight's gonna be doing all of these things. If I'm looking at it every single week now, I'm giving myself a headache. So therefore, I'm gonna look at it on a monthly basis. So therefore, because I don't really want to look too much into, well, which week was good, which week was bad. I don't care. What I care about is that, okay, I started off at this weight at this date, and then after that I was now at this weight, and this weight closer to where I wanted to be. So that's fine. Same as pictures. I'll look at what I got. I'll be like, okay, cool. Okay. And obviously, of course, with pictures, you're gonna look yourself in the mirror every day anyway when you get changed and all that kind of stuff. So with pictures, I'll look at it. I'll take one. I'll be like, okay, I'll leave it. Now, throughout that month to 2 months, of course, I'll be looking at myself in the mirror, and I'll probably be criticizing myself, as we do. But obviously, after that 2 month period, I'll then go back to the first picture, and I'll be like, whoa, god damn, wait, what? Why am I criticizing myself for? The progression is quite good, God damn, you know what I mean? So, scales, pictures, whatever works for you. But I personally don't recommend anyone doing something on a frequent basis. I'm not saying that's what they're saying here, but I know that's something that they do in certain clubs and whatever. But let's continue. Let's see what this is about.
1 pound. Muscle doesn't weigh more than fat. People always go, oh, muscle weighs more. No, not true. What it does is it's half the size. So 1 pound of fat takes up that much room. 1 pound of muscle takes up this much room. If you lose 10 pounds of fat, gain 10 pounds of muscle. Now, scale stays the same, but you're considerably smaller. So your body fat percentage comes down. Your dress size comes way down. It's really about looking great and doesn't matter what that scale says. I've had some great makeovers and I love them because the person not only came down 3 dress sizes.
Yeah, I mean, I can agree. Yeah, for me personally, like, here's the thing. It all depends on where you are in your life. Okay, because the thing is, what the scale says does matter. It can matter depending on where you are in your life. Okay, if you're someone that's generally overweight, okay, then of course the scale matters. You know what I mean? It's gonna matter to a certain degree because you're gonna want to lose. You're gonna want to have your body in a weight position where you're not overweight. So therefore, you're no longer considered, you know, obese or anything else but that when you go see the doctors and they talk about your weight. You know what I mean? So 100%, you want to be at a weight that is suitable for your height. So, I mean, I wouldn't go as far as saying that weight doesn't matter. It definitely matters. But I think once you get to the weight that you need to be at, I would say then remove yourself from the weight situation of looking at it all the time and then now put yourself in the position of appearance more than weight. That's something that has worked for me, and that's something that I know has worked for other people that I do know who have lost weight, you know, whether it's been by my support or been by someone else that they know. But once they've lost it, I've said to them, yo, like, stop looking at those numbers now, because those numbers are going to make you go back up again, because every day you look at them or every week you look at them and you go up by like 1 pound, you're stressing for what? Don't do that. So if anything, take a picture today, keep doing what you're doing for the next couple of months or whatever, go back to that picture and then tell me what's good. Do you know what I mean? And I tell you this now, guaranteed, whenever I've said that to people, they've taken a picture today and then literally, no, they've taken a picture on holiday. And then a year later, when they've gone on holiday, again, they've taken a few more new pictures and then they've reflected and they've been like, raw. Wait, was I that big last year? I swear I was slimmer last year. Raw, I'm actually, I've lost that amount of weight? God damn, okay, you go. You know what I mean? That's the impact that pictures can do for you. You know what I mean? So, I would say personally, you know, if you're someone that's losing weight, okay, because you are a certain size that, you know, isn't good enough, isn't good for your height, of course, focus on the scale. But again, I would probably still say a monthly basis, at worst, on a fortnight basis, but preferably on a monthly basis. Do you know what I mean? And once you get to that weight that you should be at, scales go away. Pictures, man, pictures. You know, but again, scales do work for certain people for the rest of their life, regardless of the fact that they're in that thing. So it's cool. I'm not saying don't do it. I'm just saying for me and the people that I know, they've used my advice and that's worked better for them. But let's continue. So yeah, I wouldn't go as far as saying that, buddy. But again, obviously, I understand he's speaking about this based on her size, her figure, which I can understand. But at the same time, when people watch these videos, people watch this on all sizes. So we got to be careful of how we're giving out information. So let's tread a little bit carefully, buddy.
In just a few weeks, inches came off, the before and after pictures were amazing, and she gained 4 pounds on the scale. Scale weight is important only in the 3 parts, but it's not important on its own, because without the other 2 parts, we don't know what that scale actually means.
Alright, so weight loss journey begins. Actually, I've tried so many times, I don't even know if this is gonna work, but I'm gonna show you exactly where I am right now.
There are 3 parts to getting in great shape. Number 1, weight training. Number 2, nutrition. Number 3, cardio. Why do we lift weights? The reason why we lift weights is to build muscle. Muscle burns more calories than fat. The more lean muscle you have, the more your body is burning calories every day just being yourself. Then we go to the nutrition. We want to make sure that we are starving the fat and feeding the muscle. What's real important about nutrition is there's 2 sides to it. It's when you eat and what you eat. Number 1 is actually when you eat. If you're not eating at the right time, your body will not burn fat for energy. And that's really important because when we do a workout, we want to position our body to burn fat for energy. But if we've eaten too far before or too far after, there's a time zone when you're supposed to eat. Then we go into cardio. Number 3. The idea of this is to put you in the zone to burn the most amount of fat in the least amount of time.
I am not giving up, and I'm focusing on the positive.
When you look at somebody on
Hold a minute. I kind of dated him a little bit there. I want to lie to you, man. Let me go back to that real quick. Let me see. What did he say again? Hey, go. Yeah, you know, he gets like that sometimes. When yeah, you get what I'm saying.
body is burning calories every day just being yourself. Then we go to the nutrition. We want to make sure that we are starving the fat and feeding the muscle. What's real important about nutrition is there's 2 sides to it. It's when you eat and what you eat. Number 1 is actually when you eat. If you're not eating at the right time, your body will not burn fat for energy. And that's really important because when we do a workout, we want to position our body to burn fat for energy. But if we've eaten too far before or too far after, there's a time zone when you're supposed to eat. Then we go into cardio.
I mean, for me personally, that's a myth because there is something called fasted cardio. If he put that in place, then that means you're ruling out what fasted cardio is. If you don't know what fasted cardio is, it means when you work out without eating. You know, when you wake up and you go straight to the gym, or you go straight for your jog or whatever, or you do your. It just means you wake up, you don't eat nothing, no nothing. You just go and you just train. Fasted cardio is something that has become very effective over the years. So I wouldn't really go with that one, to be honest with you. But yeah. When you eat, it's when you eat. Okay.
If you're not eating at the right time, your body will not burn fat for energy, and that's really important.
No, I think to be honest, when it comes to eating the right time, the only time it really matters to eat is when you need to feed your muscles. If anything, to be honest with you, I think that's more or less when it matters the most, in my opinion. Saying that if you eat like 2-3-4 hours ago and you train now, it's not going to burn any body fat, bro. That's a myth, man, because there's something called fasted cardio. That's all I know about. But okay, let's continue.
We want to position our body to burn fat for energy, but if we've eaten too far before or too far after, there's a time zone when you're supposed to eat. Then we go into cardio. Number 3. The idea of this is to put you in the zone to burn the most amount of fat in the least amount of time.
I am not giving up, and I'm focusing on the positive.
When you look at somebody on screen, you take a look and you're like, wow, they look amazing. Why do they look amazing? What I do is I balance the body out. It's all about symmetry. When the right and left side are symmetrical, when your front to back is symmetrical, you pop on screen. You don't want to overdevelop something and underdevelop something else. That's what a lot of people do when they work out. They go to the gym, they work out, they overdevelop what I call...
All right, cool. If we want to talk about symmetry, that's cool, okay? Let's talk about symmetry in terms of obviously upper body and lower body. Obviously, 100%, you should always work out your lower body as much as you work out your upper body, regardless of what sex you are. That's the bottom line, because there is this, I don't know why there's this madness about how women shouldn't be doing their upper body, or when women do upper bodies, they shouldn't be going too heavy and whatnot. That's the biggest nonsense I've ever heard in my life, okay? End of the day, if you're going to go strong in your legs, you go strong on your upper body too. Do you know what I mean? It's just that simple. So symmetrically in that way, I can agree. But if he's talking about symmetry like this way, yo, we ain't no bodybuilders, buddy. But let's continue.
Their mirror muscles, what they see in front, and what they don't do is they don't develop what's in back, and they don't know how to do it and how to do it properly.
Jeez, that form wasn't good.
Honestly, if there's one thing
I don't know if this guy been training her, but that form ain't looking good, man. Jesus, I don't know how long he's been training her, but Jesus.
And what they don't do is they don't develop what's in back, and they don't know how to do it and how to do it properly.
Oh my gosh. Honestly, if there's one thing you should know, like the body part I'm most self-conscious about is definitely like my arms, kind of like my upper body too, but mainly my arms. So I really want to get them like toned out and lean.
And you know what? Let's talk about arms real quick. I think arms is something that women are not encouraged enough to do, you know, because it's another source of upper body. And you know what? Listen, honestly, like arms should be something that everyone should be encouraged to do. Do you know what I mean? Because obviously you want your arms to be looking a certain type of way. You know what I mean? You don't want your arms to be looking. And I mean, here's the thing: you don't want to have big toned legs, but then you got like arms that are a bit, you know, loose and stuff. You know, you want them to be as toned as your legs. And at the same time, when it comes to your abdominal structure, if you're looking for the toned area, you're gonna want your arms to be toned too. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, what I'm trying to say to you is, in all full form, you want your whole body to be as toned as each other. Symmetric. But yeah. We can go with that one when it comes to symmetry. Yeah, let's go. And please, I gotta stop saying you. Do you know what I mean? I don't know why I keep saying that, man. I never used to say that before camera. I don't even say off camera. I swear to God, I don't. I just don't know. But let's continue. Let's not get off track now.
Inside part of their tricep more than they do the outside, and they don't know that. So they're working triceps. They don't know how to isolate the outside from the inside. And when they don't do that, one thing overdevelops, and then the inside head overdevelops, and it does that. And now your arm looks thick. Where do great arms come from? Where do great legs come from? Great glutes. You've got to create these lines. These lines are actually muscles. And what I'm trying to do is make sure the muscle is complete. I like to bring it out. It's not just all diet. Why do some people have a six-pack, but it comes out? Because they're doing a sit-up wrong. Abs are really important.
Because they're doing a sit-up wrong. Are you okay? I mean, I don't know if he's talking about something completely different to what I'm going to say, but as far as I'm concerned, if you're someone that has a stomach, you know, a stomach that generally pops out, and you're doing abs while your stomach is popping out, then you will grow abs on your stomach, and you know what I mean? Your stomach won't even go down. You grow abs on the stomach. That is something that happens. Listen, bodybuilders, living proof of that. I mean, you look at Eddie Hall right now. Man's got a big belly, but he's still got abs popping out here, there, and everywhere. That's why generally they say it's better to lose as much stomach fat as possible before you really hit those abdominal areas hard, because, you know, it's not a bad thing to have abs on your stomach, but realistically, you don't want abs in your stomach, because if you're someone that's looking for your stomach to be sucked in a little bit, you're going to want to grow abs on it in that kind of way. You know, that's why I'm very careful about when I do abs. You know, it's like right now, you know, with lockdown belly and all that kind of stuff, I'm very careful with with the abdominal stuff that I do, because I don't really want to grow abs on my stomach. You know what I'm saying? Like on my belly. I mean, when it's popping, you know. But okay, I don't know, man. This guy's a bit, yeah. Listen, yeah. I mean,
to learn how to do. And so when you're doing a crunch, where are you breathing? These are all things I have to teach you. And when you start to learn them, now you own them. Posture is really a big part of it. You know, I know your parents are always, stand up straight, stand up straight. Well, nobody can just stand up straight. That'll last about 2 seconds. Somebody puts a finger in your back, you stand up straight, and then about a minute later, you're down. Well, how about if I build the muscles in your back up so that I'm pulling you back? Now you're standing up straight. When you're standing up straight, everything looks like $1 million.
I agree.
All my programs, anytime I train somebody, that is key. I have to get their posture perfect.
I agree.
So ATU Mobile
I agree.
became something,
you know,
that
posture all comes in with technique as well. You know what I mean? To get the posture correct, it means technique. You know, technique is key to everything. If you ain't got no technique and you ain't got no posture, you're just damaging your body.
Because so many actors and actresses ask me when they go on location, what do? Sometimes you're sleeping, I can't talk to you, I really need a program I can just do. And so I came up with an idea. I'm gonna make a website that acts like an app on your phone. So either you can use it on your tablet, your computer, or your phone. You're gonna go through a series of questions, be as specific as possible because it tells me every single thing I need to know about you. What I do is when you pick your body type, and there's 5 body types to pick from, I know by that what is overdeveloped, what is underdeveloped. Then I create a program to make sure it's balanced front to back, right to left. So a lot of times what happens is somebody's glutes are not developed enough because that's the kind of body type they have. So I have exercises in there to be able to isolate the hamstring from the glute. A lot of times when you're doing an exercise, you're using different muscles at the same time. So I've created these exercises so we're able to target exactly the muscle I want. So now I know, okay, the person did 2 hamstring exercises. Now it's time to go to the glute. And because the hamstring is tired, it won't help the glute. So now I can isolate the glute. So everything's a pre-exhaust into the next exercise. So you're not lifting heavy weights. We're just isolating. Isolate the muscle. I can now get it to contract and create the lines that you want and what you see on TV and in the movies. The other thing a lot of people do is they do the same thing over and over and over again. The body gets bored. You keep doing the same workout, you're not going to see any change. So you always have to learn something new. Your body can't get used to it. It has to change.
But I do remember before I went home, I was here at my apartment for about 2 weeks, and I had lost a significant amount of weight, and I didn't go to Orange Theory Fitness once at all, and she really proved to me, it's really like weight loss is 90% your diet.
Yes, you can lose weight. You're going to lose it on the scale, and you're going to feel good maybe about yourself for a little bit, but unfortunately, you're fooling yourself. When you lose weight without exercising, what happens is you're eating muscle. When you eat muscle, what happens is when you get down to whatever your goal weight is on the scale, you're going to start to gain weight again. You will never hold that number because you didn't do it right. You ate the muscle. The muscle is the engine for burning calories.
Since muscle is so important, I take BCAAs to help promote the muscle growth and protect it. This one in specific is made.
It has to change.
But I do remember before I went home, I was here at my apartment for about 2 weeks, and I had lost a significant amount of weight, and I didn't go to Orange Theory Fitness once at all, and she really proved to me, it's really like weight loss is 90% your diet.
Yes, you can lose weight. You're going to lose it on the scale, and you're going to feel good maybe about yourself for a little bit, but unfortunately, you're fooling yourself. When you lose weight without exercising, what happens is you're eating muscle. When you eat muscle, what happens is when you get down to whatever your goal weight is on the scale, you're going to start to gain weight again. You will never hold that number because you didn't do it right. You ate the muscle. The muscle is the engine for burning calories.
Since muscle is so important, I take BCAAs.
I mean, listen, my man's complicating things for no reason there. Listen, all I know is this, okay? This is all I know is this, okay? When you lose weight, it's good to build the muscle as you're losing weight, okay? It helps tone up it helps obviously turn some of the fat into muscle, which is always beneficial, and therefore helps turn some of that fat into tonus within your body. You know what I mean? So therefore, if you do gain weight again, you know, Jesus, this guy's confused the hell out of me, man. All I know is this: it's very important to work out while losing weight, okay? But when I say workout, I don't mean necessarily cardio. I'm talking about muscle workout, okay? Muscle gain. It's important to do that while you're losing weight. Let's go.
To help promote the muscle growth and protect it. This one in specific is made in the US and only has high quality ingredients, which is why I'm okay taking it. And if you're not already, take a vitamin B12. A deficiency in B12 leads to feeling tired and weak, and you don't want to feel that way during your workout.
The more lean muscle your body has, the more calories your body will burn just being you. So if you just diet and you don't build lean muscle, you're going to epically crash. And then once you go back up to your original weight, you're actually going to be fatter than you were before. Your body fat percentage will go up. You want to hold all your work. We're going to do this. Let's do this right. Let's own that weight.
It's 5:24 a.m.
Only boy.
My house at 6:15 a.m., which means I'm getting about 55 minutes of sleep, and it's because I've been editing all night long trying to finish this video. It's done. This pimple is probably from lack of sleep.
Sleep is so important. If you don't get enough sleep, your body will not allow you to burn fat. Sleeping is key. So if you're only getting a few hours of sleep, you're actually working against yourself. So the deeper your sleep, your body repairs. It allows it to burn fat for energy.
It's time for bed. Melatonin gummies kind of knocked me right out. Good night.
A body set point. That's where a body likes to be. So let's say you're.
I mean, let's be honest. Sleep can sometimes be very controversial, but yeah, I'm gonna support the statement. You know, the more sleep you get, the better the recovery is for your body. Obviously, the less sleep you get doesn't mean you don't recover. You do recover. You know, and your body will still grow. You know, to still do whatever you wanted to do. It would just do it potentially at a slower pace. You know, so yeah, 100% I can agree with that.
200 pounds, 20% body fat. That's where your body likes to be. To change that, you need to exercise, nutrition, cardio. We need all three. The idea is to build the muscle, burn the fat, bring down the numbers. That becomes your new set point. Now, when you're there, if you are happy with that number, we stay right there. We hold that. The lower you go, the longer you have to hold that to make it your set point. Once you hold it, then it's hard to move that. So don't think that when you get to where your goal is, you can just stop doing what you're doing. Not at all. The whole idea is when we get to the goal, we got to hold it. A lot of people use that as a way of dieting. I'll just undereat.
My plan backfired. I thought it would work and I'd be back to where I was. But for the past 2.5 weeks, I've been really trying to undereat. And when you undereat, you tend to overeat other days. And you don't always make the best food choices when you're overeating.
So I tried reducing my calorie intake a lot today to make up for yesterday. And well, now I'm eating this.
When you lose weight by...
This girl's comedian. No, he is. You know what? Let's just talk about that real quick, And I think sometimes it's something that we don't speak about enough is the ability to hold weight, I say, but I'm going to say maintain. Not, yeah. This is the thing, a conversation that isn't a conversation that people don't have enough is that when it comes to getting to your goal, it's all about maintaining that goal. Okay, maintenance is the hardest thing in the world. I don't care. I mean, I don't want to say this in a rude way, but like, I don't care what anyone says. Maintaining weight is harder than losing weight, and it's harder than gaining weight. Okay, because maintaining weight is that you're then overthinking about, okay, so today should I eat more or should I eat less? And that's why it comes down to what she did here, or whole under eating thing, So therefore, when it comes to maintaining weight, especially if you're someone that has been potentially underweight before, or someone who has been overweight before, there is a chance that you may find it harder than someone that's generally always kept themselves in a good shape, or in a good health, to be more specific. So therefore, there is a conversation that does need to be had about maintaining weight and the difficulties behind it, because you got to understand something here. When you're maintaining weight, you're overthinking too much about what you tend to overthink about. Have I eaten enough today, or have I eaten too much today? When you're someone that's generally losing weight, the direction is slightly more clearer. It's clearer in the way of where it's clear in the sight of, okay, so well, I have to eat these many calories to make sure I continue losing weight. Okay, and obviously therefore those calories can sometimes go up, those calories can sometimes go down, but the goal itself is losing weight. Now, obviously, once you lose your weight, as you know, it's so easy for so many people to relapse and it's so easy for people to relapse and put weight back on. I mean, we've seen people who have lost tons of weight. They've gone from 500 pounds all the way to 150. And then what's happened is when they got to the 150, they've been unable to maintain it. So what's happened is they've then gone all the way back to 500 again. And then to make it worse, some of those people then end up dying. That's some of the things that we've seen online. Okay, so that's why I say to people, like, when it comes to maintaining weight, like, be ready for it, because it's not easy. It's very easy for someone to for someone to lose weight is one thing, but it's very easy for them to have that one cheeky snack that they probably haven't had in God knows how long. And then that can trigger them, and then they'll just start eat, and they go back again. Do you know what I mean? So that's why we have this thing called relapse. Relapse is something that we use in so many different categories in life, and that's why I say to people that, like, love yourself first before you go through a journey of either weight gain or weight loss. Okay, and also in that journey you're having, learn how to control your appetite, learn how to control certain things, which you obviously are going to do, because the key, all the things that you learn, the key elements of the things that you learn whilst you're gaining weight or you're losing weight are things you're going to still need very much once you get to the weight that you want to be. The only difference is once you get to that weight, you're going to also have to learn other things, because let's put it this way. Like, there's bodybuilders who go through these certain things as well, Like, they have to be at a certain weight sometimes, for a certain show. Boxers, you know what I mean? Boxers are certain people that, or even UFC fighters, cage fighters, they have to change. If they want to go to a different division, they have to then change their diet to either eat more food, or they have to change the diet to then eat less food. Okay, that itself is a challenge itself its own. I mean, we got, what is it, the world's strongest man, Mr. Iceland. Man, the mountain. You know what I'm talking about, right? So I hope we do. Right now, he's talking about doing boxing right now. So obviously, he has to lose a certain amount of weight, because if he doesn't, he's going to kill a man in the ring, I don't know if that's fight has even happened yet, or if it's even going to happen. But either way, I'm just trying to say that the biggest challenge you can have within weight and within health is maintenance. Maintenance is the hardest thing of them all. Hardest and the hardest and the hardest thing of them all. It really is, because when you're maintaining something, that's when arguably... Actually, let me say this. I don't want to say too much, and then it kind of goes off a bit crazy. So let me disclaim myself and keep quiet. Let's continue. I hope you're getting a gist of what I'm trying to say here. But I'm not saying what I'm saying is factual stuff, But I'm just saying that generally, if you look at some of the stories of people that have lost weight and how they've relapsed because they've been unable to maintain it, it's real, And if you look at the people who are, and then there's people who you can look at who have always been slim. But then they'll sit there and be like, oh, I feel so fat today. Oh, my belly's, now I put too much weight. Oh, this body is because they're panicking. They're panicking about potentially putting on too much weight that they don't want to put on. Or they're panicking about losing too much weight. And this is the thing sometimes, you know, and this is how people can become anorexic as well. You know, being used to being slim all the time, you know, and then eating something that makes them put on that percentage of body fat. They look at themselves, oh no, and then what do? They then uneat, and then when they uneat, they then become anorexic, and then the bulimia comes in effect at certain points as well, you know, and it's all down to maintenance. Maintenance is a big thing, but yeah, we'll continue.
Under eating, yes, you start to drop, but you're not just dropping fat, you're also dropping muscle. So remember, muscle is the engine for burning calories. So we took this big engine and now we're making it a small engine. So let's say you come down a few pounds, you're starting to look good, you think this is my answer. What happens is you undereat and you undereat, it gets to a point where your body will not change anymore because your same calories you were under eating at, what happens is your body starts not reacting to it the same. And now, since you've eaten so much muscle by under eating, you've cannibalized the muscle, now you have more fat percentage than you did before, and you don't have enough muscle. Now what you're eating starts to turn to fat, and you start gaining weight again, and you're softer, and you're like, what is going on?
Relapse in layman's term, but okay.
What happens is you can't undereat anymore, and now you start gaining scale weight because you didn't do it right. If you think there's a shortcut to doing this right, you're wrong. And it's going to cause you to yo-yo diet, and when you yo-yo diet, you're going to start to have a lot of other things come in. You're going to get very emotional about it, and you're not going to feel good about yourself. When you do this program, it's 3 parts. It's weights, it's nutrition, it's cardio. The idea is for all 3 parts to be there.
Man's the dude, newcomers. he wants those new clients.
But when you start, some people can't focus and get all 3 parts there. It takes them some time. Sometimes the weights are hard to get off the couch and actually start your workout program. The nutrition is hard to get going, or the cardio is. Even though it's all right there, I tell you exactly what to do. Your brain doesn't wrap around it. So if you say, okay, I'm gonna do the workouts and I'll work on the nutrition, or I'll do the nutrition and I'll get the workouts going. Either way, you start to do it and get going on it. And even if you're not seeing the results you want right away because you're actually not giving it 100%, that's okay too. Keep hitting it, keep showing up. Because all of a sudden what happens, one day it happened to Olivia, one day something happens. It clicks up here and you're like, oh my gosh, I got the workout, I got the nutrition, I'm hitting the cardio, bang, 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 and things start to change quick. But the only reason they change quick is the first 3 months, 4 months where you're not seeing the changes you want. You kept doing it. And then all of a sudden when it clicked and it was all there, you had the unbelievable change. It would never have happened if you didn't do the first part. So don't think you're wasting your time. Super important to understand that. So just be consistent. I promise you, if you're consistent, it will eventually all click in and happen if it doesn't happen right away.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, he's not lying. He's not lying about being consistent, you know? He's not lying at all. Consistency is key. Consistency is key to maintaining your weight, you know? So he's not lying in that aspect in any kind of given way whatsoever. So yeah, I'm with him. I'm with him on that, you know? I'm with it. Yeah, I mean, listen, end of the day, there's a lot of things that this guy said, a lot of things that, you know, I can agree with to a certain degree, and there's a few things that I just can't really agree to a certain degree, but at the same time, I wouldn't go as far as, you know, saying that, you know, this woman is promoting, you know, an unhealthy kind of lifestyle per se, because, and the reason why I say this is because when you sign up with a PT, with a personal trainer, every personal trainer that you come across has a different agendas, okay? This is something that isn't spoken about. You know, let's put it this way. There are PTs who purely love the glute area. They love to work on that booty. They love to focus on it. So, you know, if you're a female that then goes and approaches this PT who loves glutes and whatnot, trust me, no matter what workout that she or he gives you, it's going to turn out that it's going to be a workout that's going to overall grow your glute, guaranteed. Whether you ask for it or not, it's going to happen because they have that agenda behind them, because it's something that they thrive to see, because it's something that gives them their buzz. And then there's personal trainers out there who are all about the slim look. They're all about just being the athletic, skinny but ripped kind of look, you know. And those are the kind of people, again, you know, if you want to go to them and you say to them, hey, yeah, I want to grow my glutes. I mean, yeah, they'll grow your glutes. They'll help you grow your glutes, but not to the extent that you're looking for, because for them now, they want to see what they want to see, and what they want to see is basically a replication of what they are probably, and that's probably someone that's slim and muscular, you know, like an athlete, you know, like, and when we're talking about like marathon running kind of like body type kind of postures, you know. Now obviously there's going to be PTs out there who may agree or disagree with me, but I can tell you now firsthand from some of the experiences, not necessarily I've gone through, but experiences that I know people around me have gone through. It's evident. It's absolutely evident, you know. And listen, it's like, for example, if you get a bodybuilder PT, you know, guarantee that whatever your goal is to ask them to get to, whatever your goal is, you're going to end up being as muscular as, not as muscular, but you're going to end up by being muscular. You're going to end up being toned, because that's what they know. You have to understand something. When people study certain things, they study in an area that they care about the most. Okay, so obviously that's why I wouldn't go out here and say this guy is this guy is that, because he's obviously focusing on the area that he cares about the most. Okay, and that area obviously has shown results for the clients he's worked with. So therefore, whatever works for him and works for his clients, so be it. You know what I mean? I can never sit and say, oh, no, because he made good points. But obviously some of the points are like, raw, okay, but if it works and he has some of the fundamentals that I believe in, which is posture and also helping people to learn how to maintain things, then to be honest with you, you know, he's going to be a win-win kind of guy to be with. But obviously he's also based on if he's going to give you the result that you're looking for in terms of the body that you're looking for. There is that part as well. And also you have to be careful, because there are some personal trainers out there who actually will give all their clients literally the same program. I mean, I've known like 1 or 2 bodybuilder guys. Actually, you know what I mean. So I've known people who've gone to bodybuilder people, and they've got and they've got like a plan of them, but then it's turned out that this person's then given them all the same plan. The only thing that maybe they may alter is maybe the amount of cardio that person may need to do, or weight training they may need to do, or maybe, you know, the food, they may alter that a little bit, but generally they'll give people the same plan. That's why sometimes we've got to be very careful about who we are choosing to train us. And that's why I say that as much as it's not something that people want to hear, that's why sometimes it is better off to go with a personal trainer that looks the way you want to look, you know, because at least you know, at least you got a better idea of what their intentions are going to be in terms of what they look for in success. Now, obviously, that's not something that is generally true, because there are personal trainers out there who don't look the part of what you want to look at, but they're still going to be incredibly good. They might even be better than the person that looks like how you want to look at giving the results. But sometimes you got to find out, how can I find out whether this person's really going to help me out in the way that I need to be helped? Are they really going to give me the results that I want? I mean, they're going to give me results. Are they going to give me the results that I want though? I mean, I'm looking for the glutes area, or I'm looking for the petite area, or I'm looking for the big bulk area, I'm looking for the lean area, you know. And that's why sometimes it's easier to just go with someone that looks the part. But again, it doesn't always mean that they're going to be better than the person who doesn't look the part, which is always the difficult part of it of itself. But it is what it is. But listen, for me personally, I mean, I'm not a PT. I never will be a PT. I just couldn't do it. I just couldn't do it. I mean, hearing people tell me the reasons, I just couldn't do it, man. I'm too savage. I mean, the way I am with kids when I'm teaching them and they wanted to give me excuses of why they can't kick a ball, and I'm like, what? No, you're kicking the ball today. Be quiet. You know what I mean? If I'm a PT now and you say to me, yo, I'm not doing a burpee today. Well, you're not doing a burpee today. Oh, is that how we move it? Okay. In that case, take your money back. See you later. You didn't hire me for no reason now, you know? So I couldn't do with the excuses. I just couldn't do it. I'd rather just give advice and keep it moving. So yeah, but like I said, end of the day, I know for me, if I was a PT, knowing myself, I know I'd be someone that'd be working the full, you know, all around. You know, I'd make sure that whoever I'm working with, they're getting the full experience of, you know, the benefits, obviously working the upper body as well as working the lower body, and also most importantly, taking into consideration, but taking what they want as a goal seriously as well and giving them that thing. But like I said, I mean, the only PTing that I'm ever going to do is going to be on the membership side of things. Obviously, the members know about me. You know what I mean? We've been doing our little workouts. That's about it. It's easier to do it that way because I don't need to listen to feedback too much about, oh, I can't do it. If I can't see you not doing it, then I'm okay. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for your time. Let me know what you think about the video, and big shout out to every single person that's a member so far as we continue to freaking grow. And with that being said, I shall see you lovely people next time. Peace.